WWE fans should be concerned about Alexa Bliss, and in this video we are going to break down why you need to be concerned and how WWE has absolutely dropped the ball with Alexa Bliss. So let's get into it. Now look, Alexa Bliss, she's a prominent WWE star, and she made her highly anticipated return to the wrestling scene in early 2025 after a 2-year hiatus. Her comeback occurred during the Women's Royal Rumble match on February 1st, where she entered at the 21st spot as a participant in the match. Now, despite her efforts, Bliss was eliminated by Liv Morgan after approximately 11 minutes in the ring. And that was a little lackluster, I won't admit. Now, prior to her return, Bliss had been absent from WWE television since early 2023. Her hiatus was attributed to personal reasons, as well as her giving birth to her first child. Now, rumors about her return circulated throughout 2024, intensifying towards the end of the year. However, contract negotiations between Bliss and WWE were reportedly prolonged, with final agreements reaching just hours before the Royal Rumble event. Mike Johnson, PW Insider, literally broke the news. Oh, by the way, Alexa Bliss is on her way. She's flying into town. Oh, by the way, Alexa Bliss is backstage at the Royal Rumble, and sure enough, Alexa Bliss returned at the Royal Rumble. Now, following the Royal Rumble appearance, Bliss, she moved to SmackDown. There was initially the belief that she would be on Monday Night Raw, since Wyatt 6 had been moved from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown, but they obviously pivoted. Now, on the February 7th episode of SmackDown, she secured a win over Candice LeRae in a qualifying match for the Women's Elimination Chamber match. This win granted her a spot in the Women's Elimination Chamber match, positioning her as a strong contender for the Women's World title at WrestleMania 41. Now, keep in mind that the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber, was Bianca Belair. She outlasted Liv Morgan and Naomi and Bayley and Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss to go on and challenge for the Women's World title at WrestleMania. Now, Bliss, her return has been met with enthusiasm from fans and added significant momentum to WWE's women's division in 2025. The SmackDown division, well, it's taken a hit, right? You lost Bayley to Raw. You lost Bianca Belair to Raw. And if we look at Alexa Bliss's booking, those 2 matches that I just mentioned, or 3 matches technically if you're counting the Royal Rumble, that's all that Alexa Bliss has been doing. Think about that. She has not wrestled since March 1st. She hasn't worked on TV in over a month. She's currently off television right now. Now, I know that there is a rumor going around that she's going to be doing some type of angle storyline with the Wyatt 6 at WrestleMania. We'll get into that more in a minute. But this is what fans are concerned about. And it does tie into the Wyatt 6. It seems like WWE brought her back because, well, it's WrestleMania time. They needed a body in the Royal Rumble match. But there was not much to her creative, right? She's been out the spotlight for a few years now. The initial belief was, even going back to December, she was going to return and she was going to be part of the Wyatt 6, something in which I strongly disagree with. I still stand by that. But they did a hybrid because they dropped those plans for the Wyatt 6, and they moved them to SmackDown because it looked like they were not going to get a deal done with Alexa Bliss. Fine. That's A-okay. But they get a deal done with Alexa. She returns at the Royal Rumble, and they're like, well, I guess we'll put her in the Elimination Chamber, even though we don't have any plans of her winning. And since then, well, she hasn't done anything. She's been off of television. Now, it looks like she's going to be on TV this week. But regardless, the top-tier matches at WrestleMania, they're pretty much locked up. And I think that's why they're going in the Wyatt 6 direction, because they don't have anything else for her. Right, like the Wyatt 6 outside of their debut has absolutely died. I think it's very difficult to book a supernatural group, and it's much, much more difficult to book a supernatural group filled of just mid-card and former release talent. They're not Bray Wyatt. Can we stop pretending that they are? You only have one star, in my opinion, in that group, and that's Nikki Cross, and she's just fallen off a cliff ever since being part of this group. I understand she has history with Alexa. This is the way I look at it. I think what they're going to do is they're going to have Wyatt 6, Bo Dallas, a.k.a. Uncle Howdy, and Nikki Cross they're going to try to recruit Alexa. And I think Alexa will initially turn them down. But I also think at the end of the day that we're going to get Alexa not only as an alliance member to this faction, but I think we're going to get Alexa Bliss as a member of this faction. So where do you go from there? Well, even though I would absolutely love to see her work with Bayley at WrestleMania, I think what you're going to get is they are going to recruit her into the group, and I think her and a Nikki Cross are going to be teaming together again. And I think that is another tag team for the women's tag team division. I'm not completely opposed to her being in a tag team because I think she has a good shot of winning the tag team titles. As a Alexa Bliss fan, would I necessarily want to see her in a tag team rather than being a single star? No. Do I think Alexa Bliss has championship material written all over her still? Do I think Alexa Bliss has drawing abilities still? 1,000%. But I also look at it as, do I rather have Alexa Bliss as a singles star who does nothing? Or would I rather have Alexa Bliss be a tag team star who's in the title picture and who is winning championships and who is consistently booked on TV and consistently booked and winning? Well, then, yes, I would go in that direction. I think that's where WWE falls right now when it comes to Alexa Bliss. I think you have to shake things up. You have to do something different with Alexa Bliss than what you have been doing, which is absolutely nothing. So that's the direction that I see her. But in terms of right now, I'm concerned if I'm a WWE fan. I'm concerned if I'm an Alexa Bliss fan because I think you have to turn things around. I think you have to get things in the right direction. And I think you have to really look at, okay, where are we going with Alexa Bliss? Not just this week, but where are we going with her in the next month? Where are we going with Alexa Bliss in the next 6 weeks? Where are we going with Alexa Bliss for the next quarter of our booking? That's where I'm looking at because SmackDown is a 3-hour show, y'all, and it's a bad show at that. You're telling me that you don't have time for Alexa Bliss to go out there and do a promo segment for 2 minutes? You're telling me that you don't have time for Alexa to go out there and do a squash match for, 2 minutes? I don't buy that. And as an Alexa Bliss fan, as an Alexa Bliss supporter, and someone who really enjoys her character work, regardless if I agree with her booking, direction or not, yeah, I'm a little concerned if I'm a WWE fan because Alexa Bliss, she does have star power. She does have connectability with her fan base. And you best believe that WWE should be looking into that and trying to tap into that and trying to build off of that. So we're going to see how WWE shakes things up with Alexa Bliss.